Hello children. So, continue with the forearm videos, primarily working on the pump. Today we are going to do, let me show you, rice bucket, right? This is just a cooler filled with good old basmati rice. Last time I had that much rice, the Muddy River Boys came over for jambalaya. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo. And then for the in-between round therapy for the right arm, we're going to do myofascial release. Check me if I pronounce that right. But what we're going to do is use this bar to try to massage that myofascial. And what that is your muscles are like in your forearm and they're kind of tight, but this myofascia is like this gluey, stringy, saran wrappy thing that like binds them together so the muscles just don't fly all over the place. While the muscle tendons can't hardly move if they're wrapped up tight. So if you relax that some, it lets the tendons, the muscle fibers, move relative to each other and elongate and stress. So it gives them a little more room in there. And more room is what we need when we're trying to relieve the muscle pump. And the myofascial release technique was one that was suggested by one of you viewers. And as we always do, we're going to start with the measure. I already measured these, but I'm going to measure it the other way so I can read it. But starting measurement on the right forearm is 350 millimeters like it always is. And starting measurement on the left forearm is 335. Okay, I wrote that down wrong earlier. 335. Boom. This rice bucket work this is old school arm wrestling technique, and it's primarily for capacity, but anything that builds endurance is or capacity is good. So I'm just gonna stick my hands in there and extend them, flex them, pronate them, supinate them. Well, it'd be a mess if I drop this thing. And knock 40 pounds of rice on the floor. I'd probably just open the doors and let the birds come in and get it. This is going to take a while, I think. The theory behind what generates the arm pump is restriction in blood flow leaving the forearm. So if you train your arms straight like this, it's an easier path for the blood to leave the forearm, so it probably won't pump up as much as, say, like on the other video when we were training and our elbows were like at 90 degrees or even more so. So I don't know if we'll do this too much, but it's nice to hit all the classic forearm exercises. I'm running out of therapies. You guys are gonna have to come up with some more, but I got plenty more forearm exercises to do. That's 2.5 minutes right there. We'll go to 3 minutes and then we'll measure. All right, 3 minutes. That was a long match. I'm gonna have rice. I'm gonna have rice everywhere. I might have to let the birds in anyways. All right, right arm, measure it in the exact same spot. Oh, not too bad. 358. And the left arm, 340. So 5 on one and 8 on the other. All right, now we pretend we have like 90 seconds in between rounds. So we will try to loosen up that myofascial. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm just using, this is a 25-pound plate, and I'm using that bar just to kind of knead the muscles. And we're doing 2 things. We're rolling it this way with pressure. So not only is it trying to loosen up that myofascia, and if I'm saying it wrong, I'm going to say it wrong 1,000 times today, but we're also going here like we're reverse milking a cow, trying to shove that blood back up into the upper arm. I've never had, I don't get massages, but I've talked to people who believe in them, and they say the good ones really get down into the meaty stuff. All right, that's 1:05. We'll leave that, give ourselves some time to drink water, and shake it off. Pose to the table. In this case, the table is white on rice. All right. This time I'm just doing flexion and extension. In the next match I'll do pronation and supination. I can see where this would build up some work capacity. I might have to do this on a regular basis now that I've invested into 40 pounds of rice. I should either train with this regularly or start cooking it. If I had 40 pounds of red beans and 30 pounds of andouille sausage, I'd invite y'all over this weekend. we're getting near the end of the therapy, so pretty soon we will start combining them and see if we can't work out a very effective between round or between match protocol for arm wrestlers. Combat that arm pump, and hopefully we can pull harder or longer. Okay, that's 2.5 minutes. 10. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boy, my hands are getting clean. That's a nice way to clean between your, underneath your fingernails. All right, let's see where we're at. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo. For tonight I'm gonna see Mama share a meal. Looks like I'm still at about 360. 360. Holy smokes, that can't be right. 345. Left arm grew quite a bit, but the right arm kind of didn't. There might be something to this. I have to go back and find that viewer who suggested it. Give him some excellence, not victory bonus points. All right, so let's see if we can't loosen that up and push that blood out of there. Are you wondering, now how are you going to do that in an arm wrestling tournament? Well, I've seen people advertise those massagers that look like rolling pins and stuff. And I'm pretty sure you could figure out something you could put in a gym bag where you lay your arm on the table and have an assistant or somebody. You could even do this. I'm pretty sure I could do this myself with a roller and just roll the bar in my hand, but there's no reason for us to do that. How come you guys didn't remind me to check the timer? I'm guessing we did about a minute. All right. Next time, don't let me do that without setting the timer. I'm trying to be consistent here, guys, girls, grandma. All right, this time we'll do pronation and supination. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo. For tonight I'm gonna see Mama share a meal. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bio. Let's see. What else we're gonna do? What else do you guys think? Oh, the supplement ones are gonna be hard to test. But on deck we'll do, there's theories about hydration and squatting between rounds, which kind of makes sense. You get between rounds and you do some squats to try to suck the blood flow into your legs. And if you're directing blood flow into your legs, you should be draining it out of your arm. I don't know. I can see this being some therapy, especially this twisting motion. I can feel it in my elbows. Not so much in my hand, obviously. I'm so scared of knocking that cooler over. Alright, that's a 2-minute mark. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3. Man, those hands are clean. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Alrighty, here we go. Boy, 360 on the button now. I can make that 359 or 360. We'll call it 360. I don't think it's shrinking. $345. So not much change. This is kind of exhausting. This is also the way, if you watch, when Matt Mask is the corner man on somebody, he does this. He rubs their arm from wrist towards elbow with the theory of, like I said, you're milking a cow backwards. That's about a minute. This is the part you fast forward. But this is mostly a record. So when we start combining it into the between match protocol, we have a record of what worked and what didn't work. So far, everything everybody's told us to do works to some extent. I have to go back and look and see what worked the best though. This round we're flexing it. Ouch. Flexing and extending our wrists. Love that, man. This is just grueling. This might be, I was on a podcast once, or a video with Ryan Espy out of Canada. And we were trying to figure out what was the reverse hyper equivalent to arm wrestling. The reverse hyper machine is a big work capacity rehab exercise power lifters do to really drive their squats and deadlifts up. And it's got some therapeutic value and some work capacity increase of benefits to it. And we're trying to think of what it would be for arm wrestling. We couldn't think of it, but I'm thinking this rice bucket, flexing and extending your wrists. You're working the forearm. You're working the front and back of the forearm. As much range as you can get. Your arms are straight, so it's really not hindering the blood flow. I think this just might be it, man. This might be my go-to rehab exercise. Look at that. 3 minutes is almost up. Maybe I'm getting delirious. There's rice just jumping out of the thing. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. I have to play some Hank Williams on the way to work today. That looks like 363. 363, 364. That looks like 347. There might be some repeatability, reproducibility here. What did I say? 347? That doesn't look that much now. It looks like, let's bring that down there. 341, 2, 3. 343. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Huh. It actually went down a little bit, so I probably do have some measurement errors because it was 345 last time. We'll do the bottom. We'll do the top. We'll do the right side. We'll do the left side. We'll do the bottom. We'll do the top. We'll do the right side. We'll do the left side. We'll do the bottom. This doesn't seem to hurt as much as it did after that first round, so maybe the myofascial, this massage stuff might be cumulative. It might be building up on itself because it doesn't hurt as bad as, unless you really hit like the bumpy part of the bone. They go giving the dog her bone. What did we do that time? This? Okay. Whew. We'll do the pronation, supination one. That really hits the elbows. Last week the battery died. I checked it this time. Said the battery is 100% and there was 2 hours and 30 minutes left on the memory chip. Should have a house band in here so this part's not so boring. My stopwatch is disappearing like it's in quicksand. Gun will have big fun. Oh, the bio. Man, this is something I need to do while binge watching Ozark. This is just boring. Or rewatching Vikings, or Band of Brothers, or Band of Vikings go to Ozark. I'd watch that show. Marty's laundering money for the Viking cartel. As Airborne comes in and captures him. Whoa. All right, 3 minutes. On the bio. $360. $360. 340, 342. It's like the pump's going away. Oh, we might have been too clever by half. See, we were doing this, and that seemed to be pumping up, and then when I do this, that almost might be relieving it, so we might have to redo all this and not changing exercises, because maybe alternating the exercises is affecting what we're doing. All right. We're not, I was thinking supersetting them might increase the pump, because you'd be using more muscles, but maybe you don't want to use more muscles. Maybe you want to use the same muscles over and over again. Maybe therapy-wise, you superset pronate, the twisting and the flexing movements, but maybe for training-wise, you stick with one or the other. This actually doesn't hurt anymore. This actually feels kind of good, to be honest. That first round hurt. I'm not lifting it up on my arm anymore, though. So maybe I'm not doing it as hard. Alright, this time we'll do flexion, and we might have to come back to this if we decide to do this and just do one exercise. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. This is just low resistant wrist curl, reverse wrist curls. We must mix the rice. I think it's abrading all the skin off my hands. I think I won't have any calluses when this is done. Of course, I'm an engineer. I don't get many calluses. The only calluses I get is from weightlifting, but oh yeah, see this? I can feel my arms pumping up better now. They're the pronating and supinating almost. Oh, kids, that might be a potential therapy if you can figure out which part of your forearms are pumped up. Maybe exercise the counterpart to it. So like if you are pumped up from flexing your wrist, maybe pronating and supinating your wrist over your head would relieve the pump, move the blood from some muscles to the other. Almost done, kids. If you're still with me, I appreciate it. Okay, there's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This will be the final test. This is after 6 rounds. We'll see if there's a difference. Those pronating and supinating rounds kind of mess things up. We might have to redo the rice mixing. exercise again, because this flexing and extending, maybe it's just my current workout, but that definitely hits my arms harder than the twisting ones did. All right. I'm going to leave a note to myself not to mix exercises. So again, let's have big fun on the bio. Looks like 362. Looks like 345. Looks like 345. We're trying to get the tape into the marker. 345. 362, 345. So, I don't know, the myofascial release, my right arm went from 350 to 362, so plus 12 over 6 rounds, and the left went from 335 to 345, plus 10. So the myofascial release might not be the greatest thing to do, arm wrestling wise, between rounds, but the pump wasn't that big. We might have to, like I said, concentrate on just doing this every round. You live and you learn. Thanks, kids.